Welcome to the weekly Leaders Digest, hosted by Dominate Your Day podcast. This is your hub for strengths-based leadership insights. I'm Dana Williams. I'm a leadership coach and strengths advocate dedicated to empowering difference makers like you to create a lasting impact. I have a question. Are you a leader feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or yearning to make a difference? You're in the right place. Each week, we'll explore how to leverage your unique strengths to boost your productivity, your energy, and your confidence. Whether you're a seasoned executive or emerging leader, this podcast is your weekly dose of inspiration and practical strategies to unlock your full potential. So let's dive in and ignite your leadership journey. So this month, we've been talking about all the areas of well-being, the 5 dimensions of well-being. We've talked in week 1, we talked about purpose, which is career or what you do every day. The second week, we talked about social. Last week, we talked about financial. And this week, we're going to talk about physical energy. So physical energy is the fuel that powers everything we do as leaders. In 2025, with all the apps and devices promising to make us more productive, many of us have ended up running on empty. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been more productive because of AI, but I'm also a little bit drained in how much I'm getting done and needing a break. So Gallup really defines physical well-being simply as having good health and good enough energy to get things done each day. The research shows that physical well-being directly affects our emotions. When we feel physically good, we're less likely to feel down or anxious, and we bounce back faster from challenges. I have to tell you, this week I did some work around emotions and emotions that are probably inside of us that we don't even know. And I listened to this person share with me about what's called a heart wall, where we put a wall around emotions in our heart and we hold on to them. These could have been since childhood, and usually they're held in our subconscious, not our conscious. And we really have to think about those and understand why we're keeping them if we really want to keep them, because what they're trying to do is protect the heart. But once we have that wall come down, then we're able to have a better connection with our soul and our spirit and our heart and our health and our body. And since that talk, I have felt a lighter load this week. And I've learned to really focus on the water I'm putting in my body. I've always heard, drink a lot of water. Also, my digestion, because I eat fast. So if I'm eating fast, that means I'm digesting fast. That means I'm trying to get through things fast. And so how do I slow down and enjoy the present moment? And then how do I sleep? How am I sleeping? And pretty good sleeping right now, but just really making sure I'm resting and not over burning myself out. I talk to a lot of leaders right now that are burnt out because they just don't know what's next. They're trying to get to that next thing. They're overcommitted at home and at work. And we are the only person that can control our well-being. My husband and I started watching that Netflix show last year. It was Dan Buettner's work with Blue Zones. I don't know if you've seen it, but he went out and researched all the people that have lived in their 90s and 100s. He's a National Geographic researcher, and he found something surprising. The world's longest lived people don't go to gyms or follow strict diets. Instead, they naturally move throughout their day and eat simple, mostly plant-based foods. What was so eye-opening about Buettner's findings is how they go against all of our no pain, no gain fitness ideas. Blue Zone residents don't push through exhaustion. They live in ways that naturally keep them active and rested. I think the word rest to us is kind of hard. And so learning how to rest, maybe if it's at the end of the day or in parts of the day, it's as much as being active that's good for our body. These centurions that have lived to be in their hundreds get their energy from working with their bodies, not fighting against them. So how can we build more sustainable energy in our always-on world? First, track where you naturally feel most alert and focused. I want for 1 week, just notice how natural energy peaks and valleys through the day. For me, I'm an early bird. I'm going to get up early, and then by about 2 or about 3, I'm kind of done because I've gotten up so early. I am my best, highest self in researching and studying and just quiet time first thing in the morning. Let me ask you, are you sharpest in the morning, or is it mid-afternoon? Maybe it's evening. Start scheduling your most important work during those high energy windows. I find myself saying, I've got to work on this. And I put it off to the next morning because I know I'm going to have more brain cells then, because we get new brain cells every night. And I know I'm going to have more energy to accomplish something that needs some deep thinking. Second, find what truly recharges you. You might create 3 quick breaks that actually refill your energy tank. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's jumping on the phone with a friend, or just a few minutes of deep breathing or meditation. Gallup found that when regular breaks throughout the day help significantly improve both our well-being and our performance. For me, I might get off a teaching session or a coaching session, and if I'm doing that on Zoom, I'll just go walk around the block for about 15 minutes, and it totally recharges me. And then third, set one healthy boundary, just one. So identify an area where you regularly ignore your body's signals, because our body really talks to us. You've heard of that book, The Body Keeps the Score. Your body's telling you all the time, we just don't listen. Maybe you're skipping meals when you're busy. Maybe you're pushing through tiredness. Maybe you're ignoring those tension headaches. So what's one small boundary you can set to better honor what your body's telling you? When leaders model these boundaries, it improves well-being for their whole team. I had a leader once who would not stop. She was just on 24/7, and everybody around her felt like we had to do that. And she was suffering in her health and her weight, everything. And I know it's because she never stopped. And I would encourage you to really do it, not only for yourself, but for your team. I think Anne Lamott, she has some great wisdom, and she said almost everything will work again if you unplug it just for a few minutes, including you. How many times do we unplug and plug back our computer when it's not working, or our phone, and reset? You just need a reset. And think about physical well-being is it isn't about following someone else's fitness plan or what somebody else is telling you to do. It's about discovering and respecting your unique energy patterns. When we work with our natural rhythms, instead of fighting against them, we create sustainable energy for everything else in life. I love the focus on authentic living and being your authentic self, and that applies here. I think when we're our most authentic self with our well-being, we're our most creative, we're our most productive, and we're our most confident. So this week, notice where you might be working against your natural energy flow and try one small change that better honors your body's wisdom. Where could you create better alignment between your work and your natural energy cycles? Thank you for tuning in to this week's Weekly Leaders Digest. Remember, you are unique. There is no reason for you to settle for anything else than being a difference maker with impact. I truly believe that when you embrace your uniqueness, you'll find yourself more productive, energized, and confident in your leadership. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and share it with fellow leaders. Your feedback in the form of ratings or reviews means the world to me, and I personally read each one. Ready to take the next step in your leadership journey? Visit our website at danawilliamsco.com to schedule a discovery call or pick up your copy of the Strengths Journal. It's your daily companion for harnessing your unique strengths and amplifying your impact. Until next week, this is Dana reminding you that your strengths are your superpower. Use them well.